Yep. Bye. Okay, this video is going to come to you in two parts. Part one will be in reference to what Bree was asking about what was the word? Aesthetics. Aesthetics. So the question is, what do aesthetics mean to me? I'd say that aesthetics play a huge role. You know, I think of advertising. You know, they have to be really conscientious of aesthetics. You know, how something looks, because you know, the fact of the matter is, if something doesn't look good the second you see it, you're not gonna look twice. And, you know, as far as advertising goes, that's what they need you to do. They need you to look twice, and a third time, and a fourth time, and eventually buy their product. The cover of books, like you mentioned, Bree, is kind of, is a method of advertising. It really is, you know, because like you said, you know, if the cover doesn't appeal, if the cover isn't interesting or characteristic of the book itself, then it doesn't, you know, you're not going to pick up the book. For my excerpt, I don't have a book with old-fashioned cut pages. What I do have is the internet. So I'm just going to read a couple paragraphs here from Cormac McCarthy's The Road, and it's on the computer screen right here. So I don't have a fancy book or anything right in front of me. Fancy book. So yeah. When they'd eaten, he took the boy out on the gravel bar below the bridge, and he pushed away the thin shore ice with a stick, and they knelt there while he washed the boy's face and hair. The water was so cold that the boy was crying. They moved down the gravel to find fresh water, and he washed his hair again as well he could, and finally stopped because the boy was moaning with the cold of it. He dried him with the blanket, kneeling there in the glow of the light, with the shadow of the bridge's understructure broken across the palisade of tree trunks beyond the creek. "This is my child," he said. "I wash a dead man's brains out of his hair. That is my job." Then he wrapped him in the blanket and carried him to the fire. The boy sat tottering. The man watched him, that he did not topple into the flames. He kicked holes in the sand for the boy's hips and shoulders, where he would sleep, and he sat holding them while he tousled his hair before the fire to dry it. All of this like some ancient anointing. So be it. Evoke the forms. When you've nothing else, construct ceremonies out of the air and breathe upon them. Anyway, that's basically just the scenario is that you know, it's like a post-apocalyptic, you know, just a man and his boy follows them in their quest for survival, basically, so it's talking about how he washes a dead man's brains out of his hair, because what happened is there's these travelers that come, and the father and the boy are hiding from them in the gutter, or not the gutter, in the ditch, and one of the men finds the boy and takes him, holds a knife to his throat, and the dad has to shoot him. Basically, that's the whole idea, that this is such a hard time that the father's job is no longer, you know, putting the food on the table or anything like that, so much as it's washing brains out of his child's hair. And part two will be the inevitable, because I am the Monday after the Saturday of prom. Earlier, I promised that Real would be making a movie at prom. That didn't happen, mostly because Sam and I were playing Texas Hold'em the whole time, and, well, Bree was playing Texas Hold'em for a while too, and Rochelle and Nathan were watching a movie during prom, after prom, and much closer than a foot apart, all of prom. And Alicia, who was with us, was asleep most of after prom. Or at least that's the word. I don't know. I was playing Texas Hold'em. Before I go any further in this video, let me just apologize. I haven't got much sleep since prom, and I tend to talk really slow and monotonous, and I'm sure this has probably been the most boring 5, 6, I don't know, minutes of your life. All I'm gonna do is, because I don't have a whole lot of footage, like at prom I don't have any, at after prom I don't have any. What I do have is Bree and her date Jordan, and myself and Alicia walking, well, I was walking up to prom, so enjoy.
Thanks for being such a good sport, Ed.